I want to show you some ways that you can use the Succulent Tracker app. So the first thing you'll want to do is probably add a plant. So you can do that with either the camera or clicking on My Photos, and then you can scroll to find a picture of the succulent that you want and center it however you'd like. You can also rotate it, so maybe it was rotated the wrong direction or it just needs to be tweaked just a little bit. You can do that with 2 fingers there, and then go back to scaling it here. Once you have it the way that you want it, just go ahead and click the checkbox and then click Use this photo. Now here you're given the option to either add another plant or set the plant details or just close. I'm going to go ahead and click on Set Plant Details, and you can see now it pulls up this plant editor. And then from here I can go in and enter all the information about this plant. So I actually do not know the exact name of this plant. So I do happen to know though that it's a mangave. So I'm going to start typing that in here, and you can see it pulls up on the genus. And then if I know the species and the cultivar or the common name, I can add any of those things there or give it a nickname. For now, I'm going to go ahead and call it unknown. And that way I can come back and find the name of it. So as long as you have a name added to any of those, you will be just fine. And it doesn't have to be the right name, but there are some, again, there's just some suggestions that will pop up here. But the app does not identify your plants for you, at least not at the moment. Hopefully we can add that in the future. And then you can add the location. So you can select either indoor or outdoor. So this one is outdoor, and I'm going to call it By the Playhouse. And click Save. And then I can put tags on it for whatever I'd want. So a lot of times I will do this from, I'll mark where the plant is from or where I got the pot, or if it's a succulent that dies after it blooms, so it's monocarpic, I can put that in here. Or you could also do the amount of sun it needs. So I can label this one as full sun. I can hit a check mark. If I got it from Mountain Crest Gardens, I've already had some succulents from Mountain Crest Gardens, so I can go ahead and put that there. So any tags that you want, you can go ahead and put in there. And this is a great way to group succulents by anything that you might want to search them by or record actions for later. The other thing that you can do is you can add it to an arrangement. So let's say you have 5 different succulents in an arrangement. You can take a picture of each of those different succulents in the arrangement. You can put in all the information about them. And then when you tag it as a specific arrangement, it will update all the activities for all of the succulents within that arrangement. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. And then you can come here and click on the history. You can see the date it was acquired. And I did not get this one, just barely. So I actually got it, I think I've had it since around November. I'm just going to pick a date for now and show you, like, this is when the plant was created or added, and click Apply. And you can do that with any of the actions that you record for the plant. You can delete the action, you can add a note to it. So if there's something particular that I need to know about where I got it or when I got it, I can add that. Anything that you would like there. And then also from this history screen, you can record an action for the plant. So you can water, treat for pests, fertilize, prune, or repot. So I would just select water and then click Apply. And now it's been marked as watered. But there are other ways that you can water it too. So here on the main plant editor screen, you can simply tap this little watering can icon and it will mark it as watered. And then if you click that button again, it will mark it as unwatered. So if you accidentally bump it or something like that, you can always go in and edit the name. And then you can also keep a photo history. So if I have pictures of this succulent from previous dates, I can go back in and I can add a new photo the same way I added one previously. And then I happen to know that I took this picture a few days ago, so I could go in and I can change the date that that picture was added, which I think it was actually just yesterday. And so then I can add that there, and then you can change which one is the featured photo. So I only have one for now, but it's a really cool way to just see how your plant has progressed over time. And then you'll also notice here you have the option to set a watering schedule. So the app will actually automatically track the average number of days that you're watering the plant and remind you based on that average. But you can also set this. So this one is outside. I usually water these about once a week. And so I can set this to remind me to water this plant every 7 days. You can change it to be anything that you would like. I personally actually just generally go by the watering history on this, but since this is a new plant and there isn't one, it's not a bad idea to just set a watering schedule there. Now, if we go back to this main section, you can see all of my succulents here are grouped by their genus. So once that name is in there, you can find the succulents that fit in a particular genus. So you can see I have a lot of crassulas. I also have a lot of echeverias, and it'll tell you how many you have in each section. And then you can actually record actions for everything in that particular section. So right now, all of them are selected. I can clear them and just mark a few of them that I want to record that action for. And then I can go ahead and click apply. So you can say I want to water, treat for pests, fertilize, prune, and repot. So or just simply add a note to any of them. You can do any of those things for all of the plants or just a select number of them. And it'll tell you how many there are there as well. And then you can also group these by location. So all of my indoor succulents you can see are here in their different locations. And this is how I tend to water the most. I'll go to a particular spot, I'll see what needs to be watered, come down here and click water, and then just select the plants that need watering and mark those as watered. And then it'll show within the plant that it's been watered today. So I actually happened to water this plant today, even though I did not, just barely mark it. So it's really a great way to just modify your plants based on their location. So I find this to be the most convenient. And then you can see this one that we just added by the playhouse is in here. Now the cool thing is if you have a plant that you either give to someone or it dies or it just, or it moves on for some reason. Those are the two main ways I can think of. You can add it to what's called the memory garden. So let's say that I give this plant to my neighbor. I can come down here and click delete plant and I can add it to the memory garden. So it saves all the information about that plant, but it shows up here in the memory garden. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to update. Well, it's not showing up in the memory garden, so that's fun. Normally should show up there. That might be a little bug I just ran into. But then you can still see the full history of the plant here. And this is really great. Like if you have a bunch of plants that keep dying the same way, you can look at your memory garden and see what happened and get an idea for how to change for the future. And then you can also record actions, like I said, based on the tags as well. So here, like I can water all of my cuttings, on a particular day. I can also easily see all the succulents that I got from Mountain Crest Gardens because I have those tagged, or from the succulent source, or ones that I have planted in an Amazon pot. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use you can use tags to mark your plants to record actions for them and to group them in ways that are more convenient for you. And then you can also come over here to the watering screen. So on here, it's going to show you anything that needs to be watered today, whether that's based on the average number of days since it was last watered. And that would be if you don't have a watering schedule set, then it'll show you those plants. Or if you do have a schedule set for your plants and they've come due for watering, it'll show up here. And on this screen, you can tap the little circle. So the circle actually shows the number of days since it was last watered. And if you tap that circle, you'll notice these disappear. They have been marked now as watered. And so they show up in this watered section. Or if you tap the circle here, then they'll be marked as unwatered and they'll show back up here. So this is a really great way just to see everything that needs to be watered. Today, you can see I have a lot of things that either haven't been watered yet, like this is a new one that I just purchased, or ones that are past their average. And then you can also search for your succulents as well. So I know that I got a purple pearl succulent, so I can search for it here, and then I can tap on this to see where it is and see those tags and everything about it. So there are so many different ways that you can use this app to keep track of your succulents, record the information that you want to know about it, and most importantly, keep track of when you're watering them so that you know what's been watered, what needs to be watered next, and prevent both over and under watering. I can't tell you how many times I think that I have watered my leaf propagation just a day or two before, and it turns out I haven't watered them in like a week or more. So this has come in handy for me so many times, just to be able to come in here and quickly say, oh, okay, I have a ton of stuff that needs to be watered today. Let's go take care of it. So if you have any questions about the app, please feel free to leave a comment on the video. You can also check out the apps within the Google Play and Apple App Store. Just search for Succulent Tracker and look for the little succulent magnifying glass icon.